Hi, boys and girls. Today I'm going to be reading a book called Ant Attack, and it's actually from the Epic app that you have. I left all my ant books at Forest Hills, so I was so sad that I forgot to grab them when we left. I didn't think that we would be home this long. The other fun thing that we would have done this week with the story, Hey Little Ant, is had a real life ant farm in our room so that we could see how the ants tunnel and make different rooms for themselves and what they do with the sand that is in the ant farm. So I'm sad about that, but maybe in first grade your teacher will be able to get you a fun ant farm. But you can see here in this book, looks like there's a candy bar and some ants. Now that it's getting warm, they are going to be out soon. This story is written by Anne James and illustrated by Anthony Lewis. Candy, Jenny whispered. Candy, candy, candy. It was early Saturday morning and Jenny was hurrying to her clubhouse. She wanted to get there before her brother woke up. Fred was always following her. He didn't know about her secret candy stash yet. But someone else knew about it, a whole bunch of tiny someones with lots of legs. Ants! Uh-oh, thought Jenny. They found my candy, and if Fred sees them, he'll find it too. Sorry, Aunt, said Jenny, but you've got to go. Jenny knew she could sweep the ants out, but she didn't want to hurt them. I'll find a new hiding place, she decided. She put the candy behind the books on her bookshelf. Oh. They'll never find it up here, she thought. Down below, the ants were scurrying every which way. I bet they're wondering where the candy went, thought Jenny, which reminds me, I could use a snack. Jenny ate half a candy bar and put the rest back. To her surprise, an ant was sitting on the shelf. How did you get here? She asked. Oh, well, one ant can't do any harm. The ant picked up a little crumb of chocolate with its jaws. Don't tell anyone where you found that, Jenny told the ant. It's a good thing ants can't talk, she thought. Well, the ant climbed off the shelf and went straight to the other ants. They tapped it on the head with their feelers. Then the ant with the chocolate headed right out of the clubhouse. All the other ants started marching to Jenny's new hiding place. She couldn't believe it. How did those ants know where to go? Boy, I need to find out about ants fast, Jenny thought. She ran to the house and found a nature book. She was looking through it until she found, ants. Read me a story, Jenny. Jenny jumped. It was Fred. Here was a page on ants. Ants are insects. Insects are little animals with 6 legs. Close up, an ant looks like this. There is an abdomen in the back, a thorax in the middle, a head in the front with 2 antennas, which are their feelers. They also have mandibles, which are their jaws. Of course, they have eyes, 6 legs, and at the end of the legs are little claws. I'm reading about how when an ant finds food, it goes home, Jenny told him. Do you want to hear? Okay, said Fred. On the way, it leaves a scent trail. Read more, Jenny. It says, on the trail, when an ant finds food, it hurries back towards its nest. On the way, it leaves a scent trail, a special smell path that tells the other ants, follow this trail. As more ants follow it, the scent trail becomes stronger and stronger. When ants stop using the trail, it just kind of fades away. Wow, she exclaimed. That first ant left a scent trail for the other ants to follow. That's why they went to the shelf. What ants? What shelf? Asked Fred. Oops. Jenny had almost given away her secret. Here, Fred, look at the book, she said. I'll be right back. Jenny raced back to the clubhouse. Oh, no. Now there are 2 lines of ants, she cried. The ants swarmed over her candy bar. Each ant picked up a morsel of chocolate and headed for the clubhouse door. They're following a scent trail to my candy, Jenny thought. I've got to stop them. So she built a wall of books, but the ants went right around the wall and picked up the trail on the other side. There's just no stopping you guys, she said. Oops, I mean you girls. The book said that only the female ants gather food. So it's only the girl ants that gather food? Jenny followed the chocolate-carrying ants outside. They were heading for a big rock. Next to the rock was a tiny hole. The ants were marching right into it. What are you doing? Asked Fred. Jenny jumped. Fred, I didn't see you. What are you doing? He asked again. Oh, I'm just watching the ants, Jenny told him. See, they're going into that little hole. They have a home under the ground. It's called a colony, and it's full of tunnels and stuff. That was in the book. Because ants live together in colonies, and every colony has a queen, other girl ants called workers, and boy ants, but only the queen lays the eggs. There you'll see her. She is the biggest one. Fred squatted down to look. 1, 2, 4, 7, 10 ants, he counted. More than 10, Jenny said. And there are way more in a colony. The book says that there can be thousands of ants, even 1,000,000. That's a lot, right? Said Fred. Jenny just nodded. She was busy thinking, how can I get the ants off the trail to my candy before Fred goes into the clubhouse, she wondered. Maybe I can distract them with some other kind of food. Let's go to the kitchen, Fred, Jenny said. I need to get something. I wonder what else do ants like to eat? What have you 2 been up to? Asked Mom. Watching ants, announced Fred. Ah, said Dad, looking over his paper. How observant are you? Oh, Dad, groaned Jenny. Looking for something? Asked Mom. I'm trying to figure out what ants like to eat, said Jenny. Oh, just don't bring any ants in here, honey, Mom said. And please put those lids back on tight. The ants would love to get into our food. Jenny hurried back to the clubhouse with 4 kinds of food for the ants. She set out little piles of rice, a pile of salt, flour, and oatmeal. Then she put the half-eaten candy bar on the ground, too. The ants checked out the piles right away. They tried the salt, they tried the flour, the oatmeal, and the rice, but most of them piled onto the candy. That was still their favorite. Well, I guess you like sweets, said Jenny. That makes 2 of us. 1,001 of us. So what was sweet besides candy? Jenny thought. I know, sugar. But Mom was using the sugar. Sweet, 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 Jenny muttered, looking around the kitchen. I need something sweet. She spied the fruit bowl on the table. Fruit is sweet, she yelled, making Fred jump. Jenny grabbed an orange and raced outside. Uh-oh, did I skip a page? Oh. Jenny put some orange sections in the clubhouse doorway right in the middle of the scent trail. Ants swarmed all over the orange pieces. They picked up tiny bits and carried them back to the colony. It worked, cried Jenny, licking her sticky fingers. Jenny had spoken too soon. There were lots of ants swarming all over the orange, but just as many were marching to her candy. You guys never give up, she moaned. What will it take to keep you away from my candy? Then she remembered what her mom had said in the kitchen. Put those lids back on tight. That's it, Jenny shouted. She ran back to the kitchen and found a plastic container. Breakfast is almost ready, Mom told her. I'll be back in a minute, Jenny said. Jenny put her candy into the container and watched the ants swarm all over it. They couldn't get in. The top was on too tight. After a while, they just all wandered away to the orange sections. Jenny hid the candy behind the books on her shelf. Victory is sweet, she thought. Now I won't have to worry about the ants or Fred getting into my candy. Where are they going? Piped a familiar voice. Jenny whirled around. Where are the ants going? Fred asked again. Jenny took her brother's hand. They're going home for breakfast, she said, just like us. And she thought to herself in that thought bubble, he never gives up either. And that is the end. Very good. I'm going to put that I finished this book. So, the thing that I really liked to see was that just like in Hey Little Ant, there was another person in the story. This time there was a girl. Now, we don't know if that boy ended up squishing the ant in Hey Little Ant, but we do know that Jenny did not squish any ants in this story. So I'm glad that she just observed them and took time to learn about them, and she found a way to save her candy as well. So as the days are getting warmer, friends, see if you can spy any ants outside, and hopefully not inside your home. See you soon.